One thing that is important to highlight is that when I say project manager career or career in project management, I'm not talking only about that specific role of a project manager that traditionally is used in predictive approach, someone that is the final responsible for that specific effort. Everything I'm talking here is suitable for those who are applying for a Scrum Master work, or a product owner, or a program director. All of them using different methods with different levels of empowerment and different levels of approach. All of them, they have the same intention, connecting ideas to reality. And this is what I'm trying to talk as a project manager role. So the first one, project manager in a more traditional predictive approach, is the person that will be responsible for that specific project. So if I am the project manager of project X, it means that I am really responsible for that specific effort. I am, I would say, the final responsible, and I need to control and manage everything. This is, I would say, the most common definition of a project manager. For the project team member, we're talking about someone that will work in an environment of a project. Someone that will be responsible for a piece of a project, someone that will be responsible for parts or different areas, or for example, risks, or for example, the design of the project or the tests of the software. So it's someone that is part of that project team. A Scrum Master and a product owner are extremely used when you are using Scrum. And Scrum is a very iterative approach to development, where you produce minimum viable products and release them as fast as you can, or every 2 weeks, for example, if you are calculating your sprint in 2 weeks. And the basic difference between the Scrum Master and that project management I just spoke is that the Scrum Master is not the final responsible for the project. He or she shares the ownership of the project with the other team members. So the Scrum Master is not, I would say, the boss of anyone. The Scrum Master is someone that orchestrates and making sure that the Scrum process, that people are meeting, they are doing the daily Scrum, the sprints, the retrospective, and all the work on the methodology is really functional. But the project manager, the Scrum Master, the team member, they are all doing basically their work with one intention in mind. How do I get from that idea to reality? And this is very, very important, because I can call myself in a project a Scrum Master, in another project a team member, or in another project a project manager. It depends on what type of methodology I'm using, what type of project, what type of approach I'm using. But all of them are part of the same universe, project management. The last but not least I want to talk is about this concept of project director or program director. This is usually used for more senior project managers, where they manage or a very large and capital intensive project, or a set of combined projects that will deliver, I would say, a program. For example, a transformation program, where you will have digitization, business value chain, marketing, innovation, and several other things. And then you need someone to orchestrate everything. And this is a massive effort. And this is why we call these people program director, project director. So it's more on this last case, it's more a type of, I would say, more senior role. But on the project manager, Scrum Master, product owner, they all have different roles. But they, I would say, in the same thing, if you know different methods, you can apply for jobs in these different areas. Of course, when we are talking about Agile, it's more common. I'm not saying it's exclusive, please, but it's more common that people will hire Scrum Master, product owner, in capital projects, construction, engineering, manufacturing. It's more common that they will be called project manager or project leader. That is becoming very popular. So what I wanted with this lesson is to make sure that you know that the names sound different, but you need to understand that they imply some concepts that are very relevant. So if you're starting your career now and you apply for a program director, I would say for a very large construction project, maybe you will not be a strong candidate because probably you don't fulfill the criteria they are looking on that specific case. Finally, I want to talk about another related profession around this. It's what we call a PMO leader, a PMO manager, or a project management office leader, or a project management center of excellence leader. These are the people that will act on the heart of the project management method that the company or the area use. So for example, you may have in a company a project management office that will help your company, for example, to manage its logistic projects. And these people, they are required to know the method very well, how to apply these methods. And these are, I would say, something, I don't want to be really strict here, but they are something like a consultant inside the organization on the best use of the methods and the methodology in order to support the project managers to deliver their job. And this is also a kind of work that you may think about applying if you really want to go deeper in the project management arena. And the project management office, it's not only when you have a predictive approach. I know many project management offices or agile project management office or agile PMOs that exist to foster, for example, lean project management, to foster Scrum, or to foster safe or disciplined agile. And these are all, I would say, different types of jobs or different types of skills you can apply all under the umbrella of project management.